What's up, guys? Iceman here. So, the next entry to the Monsterverse has been announced. All right, and that date is March 26, 2027. That's right. It's like almost 3 years from now. What do you guys think about that? But more importantly, what's going to happen with the Monsterverse? You know, I remember when the 2014 film was coming out. I remember the trailers. I remember the atmosphere. I remember the feel, the sense of concern and fear. The sense of awe and wonder. Do you remember the scale in that film? Like how almost godlike Godzilla was. You remember just how humongous Godzilla was and how a lot of the film was shot from the ground perspective. It was like you were there. It was like this new terror or cataclysm came to the world. You know what I'm saying? It was just so exciting. Like, I have it right here. I'm going to watch this on my home theater. Whew. Look at him. But what happened? I remember that then King of the Monsters was making its way to the theaters. And how that film looked great, according to the trailers. You remember the music and the monsters, and it took place, of course, after Godzilla 2014. Now, of course, Godzilla versus Kong Skull Island happened, but in the film, no one really knew about it, right? It was like an isolated incident. The world wasn't yet exposed to the Titans as they were in 2014. So there was that sort of excitement about it, and we finally got to see Rodan coming out of the volcano. Remember how epic that was? And Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. It just seemed like we were really in for a treat. And remember the music in the trailer. All right. Here it is on Blu-ray. But then the film hit the theaters. And it was underwhelming, in my opinion. I really wanted to like it. I mean, because I like King Ghidorah. This is my favorite. I remember when I was a little duck-billed platypus, I'd go over to my friend's house, and he had Godzilla figurines, all right? My parents wouldn't let me get the Godzilla figurines. I didn't really know where to get them, but I had dinosaurs, I had Jurassic Park stuff, but I didn't have the Godzilla figures. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, this is kind of like a T-Rex. This was before Jurassic Park came out, when I first discovered these Godzilla figures. It's like, this is kind of like a T-Rex, this upright, standing giant lizard with like spikes on its back. It's like a dinosaur. So I was intrigued because I like dinosaurs. And then they had Ghidorah. And I remember he had Mecha King Ghidorah as well. And that was my favorite. I was like, wow, it's like a robot Titan hybrid. Not that I used those words back then, but that's what it was. So I had high hopes for this film, King of the Monsters. I don't know what happened. I mean, it turned into something where they were just like flying around a little jet, and it was just like this big action set piece, and it wasn't this sort of atmosphere and disaster film that I felt the 2014 was. It just felt completely different. It didn't feel like that same universe anymore, all right? It feels like they strayed away. All of a sudden, it's like a Marvel film or something. It's like some action film. And don't they got like hip-hop and rap or something in the next one? Godzilla vs. Kong, don't they have that garbage music playing? Like, come on, this is Godzilla, what the hell? But what happened? I was hoping for more. And I was underwhelmed. And do you remember the trailer for King of the Monsters? There was something at a Comic-Con where the scene took place with Godzilla and Ghidorah fighting in Antarctica or whatever. Ghidorah presumably thawed from the ice, right? And there was this sense of dread and doom. Like you felt like Godzilla was going to lose, and he almost emitted it on his persona. He was going to lose this battle, that the world was just screwed. It was so intense. It was so emotionally driving. Yeah. And then they had this music playing. Can you guys find this trailer? I can't find the trailer. I've been looking for it. I remember watching it in like 2018 or something. They had this beautiful music playing, and it was in sync with the trailer, and it was like a elongated scene of their fight in the trailer. It wasn't just any trailer. It was like a Comic-Con exclusive one, San Diego, something like that. And I was just shocked by it. I was like, this film's going to be epic. But then when the film hit the theaters, it wasn't in sync like it was in the trailer. That fight. That's like the biggest fight in the film as far as I see it. When they first meet. It's epic. But they didn't even have the damn music playing. It wasn't the same tonality that the trailers were portraying. And in that moment, after seeing King of the Monsters, I told myself I will never, ever be deceived by a movie trailer again. Because that deceived me. I wasn't watching the movie that I thought I was going to be watching, you know? Sort of. And then Godzilla vs. Kong? I'm going to watch this, you guys. I haven't seen it yet, all right? I haven't had it in me to watch it. I'm like, are you kidding me? This isn't the same Godzilla that I remember. This is like he's running and stuff. He's like a ninja. You remember in this one? Remember how slow he moved? It was almost embedded in reality. You didn't have to suspend your belief as much. You'd look at him, you're like, oh yeah, I could imagine that, yeah. And the Muto. You'd look at them and you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, look at they move like they're real. Like that's how something that size would move. It's amazing. But then they're just like running around and jumping, and like gravity's like no longer a thing. It seems like he's like a big balloon or something. I mean, that's what it looks. I haven't even watched it, right? I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I have a nice surround sound system, and I'm adding to it, getting a new subwoofer, new surround speakers. But I mean, so I'm gonna watch some of these things. But I mean, is this even good? And yeah, what about the new Empire? I haven't seen that either. How was that? Got hip-hop music and stuff, and they got the monsters jumping around and swinging around and flying all over the place. And, what happened to the disaster monster film? What happened to how the original Godzilla was made? You guys seen the original one? The 1956 or whenever that was? Have you guys seen that? there's a sense of dread and wonder and awe and cataclysm all at the same time in that film. Yeah. Almost with what this one tried to capture, but it didn't quite. No. But I mean, almost. But what happened? What happened to the Monsterverse? Who's directing this thing? Should they reboot the Monsterverse? Serious question. Is that what needs to be done here? Is that the only way to recapture a sort of Godzilla film that we could almost believe happening? That's the kind of film that I want. Yeah, I want one where we could almost visualize them, you know? They're like gods or something, descending from the heavens. That's what I was hoping with King of the Monsters. What the trailers made it feel like. But it wasn't like that. It's like flying around, all sorts of music, like hip-hop music and all that crap, and cheesy acting, stupid acting, flying around the little space jet. You know, just... It wasn't this. All right? It wasn't the original Godzilla. I mean, I'm just wondering, what do you guys think about that? Should they reboot the Monsterverse from the ground up? What about like Godzilla versus Mothra or something like that? You know, Godzilla versus Destroyer. Gigan, Space Godzilla. What if they were to start it all over? What if we were to have a new Monsterverse? Or screw that. What if they didn't have to do it? What if they just scrapped the starting it over thing? But what if they made the next one with a different tonality? You know what I mean? Where, yeah, it'd be a continuation of the King of the Monsters, and yeah, all that stuff happened, but let's just act like this is a different universe now, and people are going to like react to things differently, and you know, we're not going to talk about the other stuff too much that already happened. We're going to go straight ahead here. We're going to put it in fifth gear, and we're going to keep the pedal to the metal. We're going to forget about all what's behind. And we're going to make this more of an ingrained in reality, suspenseful. You know, there's no suspense in these. I mean, you remember Jurassic Park? They didn't even see the dinosaurs. So like halfway through the film. Like they go, no, the Brachiosaurus, I saw that. But I mean, the other ones, the scary ones. Remember they go through the Dilophosaurus pen and it's just like, oh, it's like, you know, it's like, where is it? The T-Rex, and like, where is it? You know, they didn't see it. Then you see it in the dark, and you see it like it's massive scale. You know, just like the Godzilla one, like where you see him, you just see that scale, and it feels like you're there. These ones don't feel like he's there. They feel like they're made of putty or big balloons or something. They're just floating around. What do you guys think about that? Should the Monsterverse be reworked, if you will? Maybe not rebooted, but maybe. I have a video coming out tomorrow about maybe it being rebooted. But I mean, today is the one about the most recent announcement, which is, because this just kind of came up almost 3 years from now. Is this Godzilla vs. Kong 3, or what the hell is this? But let me know your thoughts in the comments on these matters. And if you guys will like this video, stomp on that bell so you're notified next time I post a video. Subscribe to the page. And let me know in the comments your thoughts on these matters. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace be with you.